Hey, this is Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. I'm going to make a quick cauldron for you. We'll see how quick it is in a moment. So I'm just going to get a bead here, and I'm going to get it in my scissors. Actually, try with a knife first. Let's see if we can cut this with a knife. Nope. All right, we're going to try it with this and hope that we can get a bite on it. All right, we can't, so that's not a big deal. Try scissors. Nope, that didn't work either. So none of those things work. That's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out a straight line. We're going to glue this around it. So what I would do to kind of prep this for being round is I would get like a pen or something if I had one. Here's a pencil. And I would kind of do some shit like that. There you go. And then I'm going to cut it kind of flush. Okay. What we want to do is we want to get that around there so that it lines up all the way around. Like that. Okay. And you want to push that kind of down halfway in. And then we're going to leave that loose. Okay, and we're going to get a bead of glue. Just kind of get it in there. We're going to fill it in. Okay, and we're going to make a swirl. And then after that cools, we'll make a better swirl. Okay, so we're going to hold on to this off to the side for a minute. And let's start prepping our bottom here. I have clips that I can use to make this a little easier. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this kind of how I want it to sit. There we go. It's burning me a little bit. I'm going to clip that. I'm going to let that sit for a moment. That is not a good clip. Let me change that up. Let me clip it from the bottom. There we go. And we'll let that sit. Maybe. Cool. All right, so let's get our bottom going. So what we want is a small campfire kind of going around here. Let's get this on a base so it's easier to work with. On a handle, I mean. So let's get some stones and kind of position them in a ring. Just simulate what could be a campfire scenario. And let's get some tweezers and pull off the excess we don't need. My mother just gave me a 6 set of tweezers and I forgot to bring it down here. It didn't just, it was yesterday, but in Doomland yesterday is sometimes the same as today if I don't sleep. Alright, so let's get a couple little sticks. Snippers. There we go. Okay. So what we want to do is we're going to get glue. Do I have open glue? I have lots of open glue. Sorry. Let's get a glue. And let's get I need more. Let's get this base kind of filled out with glue so that it connects everything we want here. I need a little bit more. Oops, I didn't want to get it all over my rocks, but I did. All right. That should be pretty good. About like that. And you can get a toothpick and move it around in there if you need to. I think I'm going to be all right. So if you have dirt, a little bit of outside dirt, get some of the finer stuff and try to get it inside the campfire area a little bit. And then just get some baking soda. Yeah, my baking soda is disgusting. It's got everything I've ever swept up in the world in it. And this is going to solidify everything and make it hard as a rock. We lost one rock out of that. That's not terrible. Not bad at all. All right, so let's get our sticks now. And let's make a little platform to hold our cauldron, which let's see how our cauldron's doing. Pretty good. Okay, so what we want to do is kind of snip this off to the round spot down here. I'm just going to get the tiniest dab of glue in there and smooth that out. Okay, I'm going to set this out down to dry again. I'm going to put a little drop in the bottom of it too, just to fill up that hole. Okay, I'm going to set that down. Alright, so we're going to get some sticks pieces to use to make our little, what's holding our fire up. We know our cauldron's about so high, so let's get two pieces that are roughly the same height. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to kind of make that split a little bit. And then you get a little dab of glue. And do one on either side of your thing here, just to kind of hold it while we're working on it. You want to twist it so your little cuts are aimed at each other. You don't have to be perfect, but you want them to be kind of in that ballpark. All right, we're gonna get our baking soda and get a little more on there, like that. Kind of solidify that and sturdy those up. Yeah, we want those sturdy. All right, so we need something going across the top, and we can just use any kind of stick that we have laying around, and that'll work fine for this. So get something like a knife and open that up. Get your stick in there. All right, we got a problem right there. See that? So to fix that, we're just going to get a dabby dab of glue in here. We're going to hold that for a moment. And once we're sure that's going to stay, which I'm still not sure it's going to stay, I'm going to get a little bit of super glue and a little bit of baking soda, and I'm going to make that its new permanent home. Alright, so this is looking like it's about how we want it to look. Now we snip off this excess stick here. Well, that just hit something. Okay, now let's get our cauldron. So our cauldron's looking alright. I'm stuck to the cauldron. Ow. And then we want to make sure that we have this swirled up in here pretty good for this next part. We'll make sure everything's warm. We're just going to get a piece of wire. We're going to curl it down like that. And we're going to snip it off. And while this is still warm, we're going to shove that in to that glue like that. You want it to be kind of centered so that it looks like it would hang right. Okay, and then you're just going to get the tiniest dab of glue in there. You're going to fill this thing up with glue. And you're going to Alright, so to make painting this easy, we are going to do the wire a little different, the way this hangs. See how this hangs in here? So if we were going to do it to look realistic, we would have had a hook and it would hang on the hook, right? So that's how we're going to have to do that. But since we already, I'm covered in fuzz. Since we already didn't measure high enough for that, what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, we're going to twist this around, and we're going to simulate it. We're going to simulate that this is a working hook. So if your wire is good and thin like mine, you can kind of twist it into place nice and easy without destroying anything. And then you could make it to where this comes on and off, but mine's not going to. Mine's just going to be permanently there. Okay, I'm going to twist that into place, and I don't want my cauldron to wiggle too much, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a dibby dab of hot glue, shove it in there and work it around to hold it all in place. Okay, I'm going to do that. I know you're surprised, your mind is blown, you're like, oh my gosh, super glue? Baking soda? Who'd have fucking thought? Excuse my French. Because we want to make sure that the bottom part's connected. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to get a little dibby dab of glue right there. Okay. And a little bit of baking soda. Okay, it did not stick. There we go. Get a little bit underneath here. There we go. All right, cool. There we go. Nice and easy. So now let's paint it. We get some spider webs. Get rid of those quickly. Then we'll get some black spray. This is probably not the greatest coverage you've ever seen, but for what we're doing, it'll work fine. All right, let's make some room so we can paint. Plus 200 gun of burning. And we're going to cover all this in brown, dark brown. Don't worry about hitting the pot that much because you're going to be painting that black again. And Mrs. Doom slamming doors. She must be grumpy. Don't worry about getting down in all those cracks inside the fire there. It's not crucial to the success of this project. You do want to kind of cover what you can. Okay. Plus 200 gun of burning. Briefly. Then you get a medium brown or a light brown. I'm going to get a little bit of both. Let me get some cardboard. Medium and light. And I'm going to get something I can dry brush with. It's a little bit damp. I used it on the last project. And try to lighten up some of this around here. Hit the woodwork. And get that lighter brown. And wipe a lot of that off. And then just kind of touch it in some spots. Okay. And don't worry about the logs in the fire. They're not crucial to this part. Alright. Pavement, my favorite color in the whole world. Oh, nope. False alarm. We're going to do dark blue-gray. And paint the outside of the rocks. Not the inside, the outside. So the reason that is because the inside are going to be burnt. Okay. And if you do a sloppy job, that's okay. We're going to get a lighter gray. Something like this. And we're just going to touch around. Create some variation on there. Cool. Now get black. And get your brush wet. Well, you don't have to get your brush wet yet. Clean out your brush and dry it off some. We'll do this cauldron real quick. Now, if you were so interested, you could paint this to be on fire if you wanted, and you could spend the time into that, but mine's going to be an extinguished one. I'm just going to kind of touch along the edges here, and then you hit your little wires and your little handles. Just be easy, don't get it everywhere. Now you're going to want to get your brush wet with that black paint in it. So I had black paint in my brush, and I just dipped it right in the water. And you want to kind of come in here on the inside and drag that around. Touch the wood with it and everything. Just touch it all. Okay. Then if it's too wet, just come back in and touch your logs, and especially the inside of the outer ring, and leave that go. Then that's going to make it look kind of like burnout fire. So let's clean that brush out and get that medium brown. And let's clean up our dirt work around the rocks. Now, if you didn't do too crazy with the glue, your rocks will be much more pronounced. You won't be having this problem that I'm having where mine look funky. All right, so now I'm going to get that light gray that I did the touch-up on them earlier. But before I hit it, I'm going to blow gun this. We're about done. Doesn't matter if the inside of your campfire is dry yet where you use the wet paint, because we're not touching that. So we're going to get this brush, not this brush, a crappy brush, something like this. Real cheapy plastic bristle. And we're going to brush this rocks with it. And if you hit some of the black area, that's okay too. Won't hurt nothing. Okay. Sweet. Okay. Silver. I have a dark, crappy silver over here. We'll use this. This is called Brush Dark Gray. We're going to get some of that. We're going to get most of that off. And you're just going to kind of drag it around your cauldron. Touch your handles. Nothing too spectacular with that. Then for me, I'm going to get some of this weapon bronze. I'm just going to put a little dibby dab of that here. I'm going to mix it with this brown. And I'm just going to touch some spots to make it look like this is not a nice pot. This is not in good shape. All right, let's do one more thing. Let's get this brush again, and let's pick a color that we can make our soup out of, or whatever's in there. So I'm just going to use this territorial beige we used earlier because I have some right there on the table already. I'm going to get my brushes damp. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to do one color with that. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to get a different color. And what I'm going to use is a lighter color. So I'm going to get, this is antique white. I'm just going to get a dab of this. There we go. I'm just going to come in here and kind of smush that around a little bit. Create some variation in there, and it's kind of cooking over. So you see, it's real easy to do something like that. And this isn't beautiful, but man, for no dollars and 0 cents, it works fine. If you wanted to do fire in there, if I had more time, we would have done fire in there. But I do have to work tomorrow, and I'm tired. But something easy like this doesn't take a lot of effort, doesn't take a lot of time. You could do this yourself with a bead and some garbage. So keep that in mind, that having little props like this are nice I'm going to do a cave fight, well, a sewer fight this week. And this is going to be one of the things that's in there. So it's pretty exciting for me. Probably not for you because you're not going to be there. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon. Share it with a homeboy. Share it with a home girl. Share it with a home anything. Leave me a comment. I do like the comments. Don't like the snarky ones as much, but I still like them some. And check out the website. Buy some minis. Not these minis, real minis from dungeonswag.com. And join our Discord. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.